Good afternoon, good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us. My name is Jeff Labash, Automation Specialist for Kendall Electric. Joining me for today's presentation is fellow Automation Specialist Rich Cross. We hope that you're staying safe and healthy during these unprecedented times. We're here today to introduce you to Vuforia Chalk. This is an augmented reality software tool from Rockwell and PTC designed to increase uptime and productivity while also reducing the need for on-site visits. This software is currently free until June 30th. This is an incredible tool for use while we're all dealing with the COVID-19 pandemic, and many of us are experiencing travel and/or visitor restrictions. We will have a brief PowerPoint, a live presentation of the software, and then a quick wrap-up with questions and answers. If you do have questions, please feel free to use the Q&A chat box to the right of your screen. Let's begin. In order to get started with Vuforia Chalk, you need to set up an account with PTC. Down at the bottom is our URL in order to get you to the PTC webpage. That's kendallelectric.com/DL. That's DL as in download, /VC free. Again, kendallelectric.com/DL/VC free. Clicking that link brings you to the PTC sign up page. Just need to enter a little bit of information in order to get your account started. You need your first and last name, your email address, your country, and your company. That's all you need to get an account, but you will want to make sure everybody that's using this software will go to the Apple App Store or the Google Play Store to download Chalk for their mobile devices. A very brief overview on how Chalk works. We have a little storyboard here with 4 panels. You see that there's a customer here who may be having problems with their internet connection. A technician is able to start a Chalk session, and they're both able to see the same view of the router. The technician is able to take a look at what's going on and make some suggestions by drawing chalk marks on their screen. The customer is able to take a look at his suggestions, implement them, and now you see a green light down there, so their internet service appears to be working correctly. What are the benefits of Vuforia Chalk? Vuforia Chalk is a real-time remote assistance and collaboration tool. It can help you accelerate problem resolution. It can reduce or possibly even negate the cost of a technician or having somebody out on site. It can also improve your uptime and operational efficiency. Vuforia Chalk is device agnostic. If you see over to the right, again, it's available on the Android, the Google Play Store, and the Apple App Store if you're an iOS user. How it works, it's a live over-the-shoulder collaboration on mobile devices such as tablets, phones, or you can also use it on desktop devices. It combines live video, audio, and annotation markups or chalk marks on a shared view. At the end of your session, it will automatically generate a summary. If you look at the image over on the right, you can see that somebody has made chalk marks on a panel view, on a conveyor line, and down in the panel below with the PLC inside it. In order to start a session, you need 2 people. You need a host and a guest. On the left side of the panel here, you can see what a guest would see. What a host would see. Host will click on Start Session. Inside their app, it will generate a 9-digit code that you can share then with whoever will be using it with you. It shares via a link, or you can just give them the 9-digit code over the telephone. And then on the right panel there, you can see what a guest would see. A guest would join the session, enter that 9-digit code, and you're up and running. We mentioned that there's also a desktop app. It's a web-based application, so there's no need to download or install any software, and it gives you the same live 3D annotations as if you were on a mobile device. That web site is connect.vuforia.com. Hosts and guests can both make annotations on your screen. Chalk marks annotations to show areas of interest or information that needs to be relayed to each other. These are the host and guest options. You can toggle the video on and off. You can toggle the microphone on and off. You can toggle the flash on and off if you're in a dark area, and you can choose the color of your chalk marks or your annotations. In guest mode, there's also a low bandwidth that you can turn on in case you have a poor internet connection. At the end of your session, a summary will be generated that shows screenshots of anything that was marked up during your session. You can use these images to attach to work orders, possibly to show evidence that there was work completed. You can also share this with other coworkers to train, show what you did in order to elude this problem from happening again. All right, I'm going to turn it over to Rich Cross for our live demo. Rich, take it away.
Good morning, everyone. Hope you are doing well. My name is Rich. I will be walking you through this chalk demo today. Getting my screen set up here for everyone. All right, so now you should be able to see my screen. This is off of my Samsung Galaxy S8. As Jeff mentioned, the app can be found on the Apple Store, the Google Play Store, or you can use the browser-based application on the PC, and that can be found at connect.vuforia.com. So basically what you see on my screen, this is Chalk, this is the application, and it is opened. You have a few options on here. We're going to come back and go through the menu at the bottom towards the end. But what we're going to talk about today is how do you connect? What's the difference between start and joining a session? When you start a session, basically what that does is that makes you the host. And as the host, you will be able to share your screen, and you can also view the client's screen as well. The other option is join a session. When you join a session, you are the client or the guest. So what we're going to do is we are going to hop in and we're going to do start session. And then it will come up with a menu at the bottom and it will say see their view or show my view. Now obviously today, since I'm playing the role of an excellent Kendall customer, I'm going to show my view, and then Jeff is going to help me through a problem I'm having here with my PLC. So we're going to click on show my view, and you can see here that it comes up with a few icons on the bottom. The X actually will take me back to the previous window. The mute button there, I'm going to go ahead and press that in the bottom right corner. Otherwise we'll get feedback through the microphones. And then you've got a couple options toward the top there. You've got a connect code, and that connect code is auto-generated by the Chalk software, and you have the ability to share that with people with different methods. I'm going to click on that share button. I'm going to click on that share button, and what it'll do is it'll pop up my list there, and it'll show the different methods that you can share via text, email, however you want to share that code. And like what a lot of us do is we'll be talking with a customer and they'll just read us that code directly. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to wait for Jeff here to connect. And then I'm going to ask for some help because I have a PLC issue going on here. So someone is joining, and now you can see here the screen says point at what you need. And then it helps you set up the video. And I've got in front of me here, I've got a CompactLogix L306 processor. And I'm going to click on share video. And Chalk is intelligent in that it needs to understand the environment that it's in, and it will learn. So as I move slowly backwards, it kind of learns its environment so it can remember where the chalk lines are that we marked. And now it says, well done, we can now draw chalk marks. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you through the menu at the top. You've got the X button, and basically what that does is that goes through and that cancels your sharing. So it would take you back to the screen that asks you to share. There's an icon in the top center there. That actually would show a picture of the person that you're connected with if they had that set up. The button next to that on the right is the mute button. And like I said, in this demo, I have to mute that so I don't get feedback through the microphone on the computer and the microphone on the phone. And then you've got a 3-dot ellipsis menu button. And if I press that, you can see I have some options there. The first option down is the video menu in the top right there. You can turn your sharing on and off through that video button. Second one down is the mute button. As we talked about before, you can turn your sound on and off. The third one down is interesting. We have a flashlight button. So what that does, and I don't know if you'll be able to see it in this demo, but you can see I can turn the flashlight on and off on my phone through that remotely. And the guest or the host, whoever is remoting in, also has the ability to control that. And you can see Jeff, I think, just hit that a few times. And then the button below that is, it allows you to select what color chalk lines you want to use. So basically, I've got the purple color selected, and I believe Jeff has something else selected. But as I said, I'm going to play the role of a great Kendall customer today, so I've contacted Jeff to help me with my compact logics, and I just want him to take a look at my layout here and tell me if there's anything that could be wrong or missing.
Well, Rich, I like your layout, and I appreciate you being a good Kendall and Rockwell customer. It looks like you are missing one thing here, though. There's an SA power connector that goes right in that slot right there, and without that, you're not going to be able to wire up any field devices. So other than that, everything looks good, but that's called your SA module, and you need to get that plugged in and wired up.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I believe when I ordered that in, it came in, and it's probably down in receiving somewhere. Thank you, Jeff. So you can see that I can also go in here and I can draw chalk marks like this checkbox here. Now, the interesting thing with this application, and the reason we trained the environment to begin with, was that if I slide to the left and look at the other objects on my rack, you can see that arrows pop up to the right, and they show, green arrows show that Jeff made some annotations, and the purple arrow shows that I made some annotations. So it's a smart device, it's a smart software. It actually knows the environment, and it's wise enough to know if you've got chalk marks outside of the field of view. The other thing that I want to show you on this screen is the button on the bottom right. This is an undo button. If I hit that, and I don't know how many layers deep it goes, but it goes multiple layers deep. If I hit that, it will undo my last chalk mark. So that's it for the demo, basically. We're going to go through a few other things here. So if I hit the X here to exit out, I'll get an option, leave session, end session, or cancel. In this situation, we're going to end our session. When I do that, the software comes up and generates a session summary for me. And this session summary shows all of the chalk marks that we made during our conversation. I can go in, and by hitting the export image button there at the bottom, you will see that I have other options. I can text it, I can email it, I can send it off to different people, and I can save a record of it if I want to do that as well. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to hit X, and we're going to be back to the main screen. A couple of things I want to talk about here on the main screen. The first one is the icon in the top right corner. That is the ability to add users. We have a few options there. If you are working with a company, you most likely have it set up with a company directory, and there is a way to do what's called a bulk import. So you can actually take all of your employees or the employees that you want to have access to this application. You can basically lay them out in an Excel spreadsheet, and you can bulk import those right into Chalk. The second option is by email address. So I can add people directly by email address as well. So what benefit do I get if I do this? From company directory or by email address, when I enter those contacts in, I no longer need that 9-digit code. So it speeds things up. It just makes it much easier, and it's more built in that way, if you will. So we're going to go ahead and hit cancel there. The other option I want to show you is on the bottom right corner, and that is the settings button. So I'll click on that. You can get to some various things here. Basically, you can look at your account status. You can go in and do look at help. You can do an about, so you know what version of the Chalk app you're using. But the key thing that I want to focus on here is the session mode. Okay, you've got two options. You've got audio video only, and you've got audio video with live annotations. What you really want to use, and by default with what's set, is the audio video with live annotations. That gives you your chalk marks and the ability to export your session and all of those extra features. So just be aware of that. So that is the demo for Chalk. Basically now I want to hop in and I want to talk about the admin center. So when you create an account for your company, you're going to be using what's called the Chalk Admin Center. And that can be found at admin.vuforia.com at the link there at the bottom left of the page. Basically, the Admin Center gives you a lot of capability. Obviously, it provides enterprise-grade security, centralized user management. So this is where, when I talked about doing a bulk import, you can actually go in and manage all your users. There is a separate checkbox for every user that allows them to host sessions. That is not checked by default. So you will want to check that if you want to allow that user to host. And a good example of that would be maybe someone in maintenance, they want to be able to host a session so that one of us Kendall specialists can dial in and help them. So they would need that host box checked. They also provide workgroup analytics in the admin center. You can see a picture of that kind of to the right there. Total calls, active users, the number of seats you've used. And then the other thing you can do within the admin center is you can assign user roles. And there's three user roles that you can do. You can set them up as a basic user, and that basically is nothing more than the mobile app end user. They don't have any access to the admin center at all. The second option is a business admin, and that they have access to all the features in the Chalk admin console except exporting or downloading the user list. And then finally, the primary admin option, and that is basically the owner of the company account. They have access to all the features, but the thing that you need to be aware of is that there can only be one primary admin account per company. Okay. So that's an overview of the Chalk Admin Center. As Jeff mentioned, when you sign up for the Chalk app, you do have the ability to go in and use that admin center. So I want to touch on the support overview from Kendall Electric that's being offered. Actually, we offer this all of the time, but because of the times that we're in today, we've added a few capabilities. We can offer remote assistance with Vuforia Chalk, as Jeff mentioned. This is free up until June 30th. We can also do remote assistance by phone, FaceTime, Google Duo, text and email. We support Skype. So we can use just about any method that is needed to assist you remotely. We also are offering at this time, because we offer lunch and learns on site. We've had to take a lot of that and make it virtual. So we do virtual visits now. We can do product overviews and updates. We can do troubleshooting assistance and virtual meetings. And this virtual meeting is being done in Microsoft Teams. So that's just one of the options that we have. So I just want you to remember that during these times, Kendall Electric is here for you. So now we're going to welcome Jeff back, and we're going to do some live Q&A.
Thanks, Rich. Looks like we only have one question at the moment, and it's, good morning. Denso M&T is testing this app currently. We were curious if the app is open for constructive feedback and improvement ideas, or if it's a final product. I would say anybody that publishes apps are always updating and improving them. I can't say that there's a virtual way to add comments or feedbacks, as I have not seen that, but we can always take any comments or questions to the Rockwell people and pass it on to the PTC people. Rich, do you have anything to expand on that?
No, I would agree with you, Jeff. I would encourage our customers to reach out to us at Kendall and give us any feedback that you may have, and we will push that up the chain to the correct people.
There's another one, looks like it just came in. How many people can we share this app with? Rich, I'm going to let you answer that one.
I'm not quite clear on the question, but as far as
how many people can we share this app with?
So I would say basically I'll give you two answers because of the question, but basically you can share the app with multiple people. So you can give the app away today, you can send the link or whatever and have multiple people sign up for it. If the question refers to how many people can use it at one time, it would be two. It would be a single host and a single guest. Does that answer the question, Jeff?
I believe so. We did get a couple more come in, Rich, both addressing cost. How much does it cost after free time, and / what will this cost after June? So go ahead and take that one, will you please?
So Vuforia Chalk has a few options and how they configure it. The beginning price is $10,000 per year on a subscription. And after that, there is a second option with more hosts, and that is starting at $15,000 per year.
Okay, we got another one that came in. Would each customer have to purchase the app? The app itself is free. You do need an account with PTC in order to do that, and Rich just went over the couple of options and the cost associated with those. So the app technically is free, but you do need an account in order to use it. Doug just suggested 999 users per account.
Oh, yes. So, yeah, the way we're set up with Kendall, and I'm going to do a separate video for the Chalk Admin Center, kind of a walkthrough on how that works. But our account, we can have up to 1,000 users.
That's all I see, Rich.
All right. Thank you, Jeff. So I want to thank everyone for taking the time out of their day and attending this webinar by Kendall. If you have questions or comments, please reach out to feedback@kendallgroup.com, and one of the specialists will get back with you. And we just thank you for your attendance and hope you have a great day. Thank you.